Boom. All right. Wait, do you have a question, Nikki, then, on anything at the moment?
Yeah, so I've had
No, wait. On this question I'm talking about.
not.
No. And then let's finish it off. Find the equation of the circle. So the equation should be x minus 11, y minus 9 equals root 81 squared, which is just 180. So yeah, just be careful there. I think that was you, Alan. He said plus. You'll lose a mark. So just be careful, it's minus.
Yeah.
All right, all good. Next question.
Can you do question 23?
23. Again, from this booklet?
Yeah.
Yep, let's do it. Question 23. The number of bats is given by this formula. N equals N naught E 0.347 T. Initially, that means time equals 0. There were 40 bats. So N equals 40. N equals 40. When time is 0, N equals 40. Okay, find the value of N naught. All right, very easy. N equals 40. N naught's missing. E to the power of 0, which is 1. Therefore, like you guys, I hope you're starting to realize how simple these questions are. It's just because it's your first exam that you've done, and there's a lot of all the topics.
Yeah, I had that in my exam that I just did the other day.
Yeah. And what, that was like a prelim, right, for you?
Yeah, I have a yearly, but I just did another exam that didn't have functions.
Didn't have functions?
Yeah, so my yearly will, and I have data and probability.
Sure. All right, so there it is, N naught equals 40, and then what do we have? We've got N equals 40, E 0.347 T. That's technically the new equation we have now, when you know that is 40. Any questions? Larson, any questions from you?
Yeah, just the rest as well.
Sorry?
The rest, like
Oh, no, I am. I'm saying any questions there, like any questions?
Oh, no.
The key thing there you got to realize is the word initially. You're going to see that every question of these. Initially just means time is 0. How many years would it take for the number of bats to reach 80? Well, that just means find the time when N is equal to 80. Right, so it's going to look like this. 80 equals 40 E. And I think this rings a bell, hopefully. This is back to exponential equations. So divide by 40. What do we do to both sides at this stage?
ln.
Ln, we'll log it. So this and this cancels out. We've got log 2 equals 0.347 T. And then of course divide by 0.347. So T equals log 2 on 0.347. It says answer to nearest year. Let's plug it into our calculator. Log 2 on 0.347 year. How many years would it take for reach 80? 2 years. How many bats were in the park after 12 years? Obviously now you're trying to find N. N equals 40, E 0.347, and then times 12. Plug that into your calculator, that should give you an answer. Larson, you know how to plug that into your calculator, right? That should be easy.
Yeah.
Yep. Plug it in and then you'll get an answer, and then find the rate of increase in the number of bats at 12 years. Find the rate of increase in number of bats at 12 years. Okay, there's a few ways of doing this. The best way for rate, when you see the word rate, it means to differentiate. So what you got to do, you got to differentiate the exponential. So we have our equation. Our equation is, you know, this. To differentiate this exponential, you differentiate the power multiplied by the original. So rate means dn on dt, and then the way we differentiate it is differentiate the power, which is just 0.347 because you ignore the t, and then you multiply by the same thing here for exponentials. Find the rate of increase in number of bats at 12 years. All you do now, once you find the rate, you're just going to sub in t equals 12. Actually, we should sub it in. Yep, that should be fine. Sub in 12. So then sub t equals 12, and that should be the answer, whatever it gives you. Any questions about maybe the differentiating or anything?
Is there another way to do it?
Sorry?
Is there another way to do it?
There is for other questions, because it's an exponential, really the only way you could do your rate actually is differentiating. The other way to do rate is usually to find like your slope or the change in time. Or like, yeah, you would work out what it is at 12 years and take away what it is at 11 years, and that's the increase in 12 years. But that's actually not the way you can do it for this one.
Yep.
So I think the biggest word there is this means this. E, how many years would it take for the number of bats to increase by 600%? All right, well, how many bats did we start with? 40 bats. For it to increase by 600%, that means increase by 600%. So what is 600% of 40? Well, that's 6 times 40, which is 240. So it needs to increase by 240. So increase by, so therefore n needs to equal to 40 plus an increase of 240. We need to have 280 bats. That's what it's saying. Increase by 600%. And then again, you're just doing, you're finding t again. Same question as above. So 280 equals 40 e 0.347t. And then go ahead and start solving for time. Divide by 40, which is 7. Log both sides. Divide by 0.347. Now I can guarantee something, right? You guys will get this in your exam. It's a guaranteed what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 marks. And I can tell you something, the extension kids, because we do this at a lot harder level, they'll get these 7 marks. And it's usually the advanced kids that struggle with this. But it's not that hard. So my recommendation for you guys is to just literally repeat this exact question, question 23, over and over and over again before Monday comes around. So you've got today and tomorrow. You've got to make sure you can get these full marks for this question.
What's happening on Monday?
Sorry?
What's happening on Monday?
Nothing. I'm just saying before Monday, like right now, unless, can you get all 7 marks, Alan?
I may have stuffed up on the last question, but I know how to do the others.
Yeah, there you go. So if you can do, if you're confident with the rest, then that's okay. I'm talking about if you're not confident with this, like last one, for example, if you don't say you're confident with this, um, what I'm trying to say is don't let today and tomorrow go by and then let next week come around all of a sudden and you still don't know this. Like tackle it today and tomorrow. That's it, before Monday. It has to be your aim. All good? Anyone else? Any other questions?
We did question 16.
16. Let's go up. Oh, sorry. No, out of the syllabus now. They were meant to put this in, which is why this was last year's paper. But then by the time they revised the syllabus beginning of this year, they took this out now. So no need to worry about it anymore. Go on. So if you do see focus ever, out. Next question.
Can you do 9 and 5?
Five. Oh, this one's probability distribution. Did we do? I'm just making sure. You guys, did we do discrete probability or not?
Yeah.
Okay, so we did. Yeah. So then we remember what was the condition that needs to happen for the bottoms. All your probabilities. What was the condition? There was two conditions. What was condition one? Oh, it's really slack. Condition one, the sum of your probabilities. Sum of probabilities equals to 1. It's basic stuff. And the second condition was each probability must be between 0 and 1 P of X probability. So the first one, the second one's not going to impact you, it's just the first one. All you're meant to do is K plus 2K plus 3K plus 2K plus K equals to 1. 3, 7, 8, 9. 3, 7, 8, 9. K equals to 1 or 9.
Sam, when did we do probability?
Did we do discrete? Let me just check.
I wasn't there for the first couple lessons, so
We did probability there, I can see that.
We did do discrete as well. So that
We did do discrete. Oh yeah, right there. We did do discrete. What day was that? That was 25th of July. That was 2 weeks ago.
no, I'll go back and watch the videos.
Yeah. So probability should have been last week, and then discrete probability, this stuff would have been the week before that now. Okay. You said question 9, I think. Water is being poured into a cylindrical storage tank of radius 2 meters with its circular base on the ground at a rate of 2 cubic meters per second. Okay, rate means differentiation, right? D something on dt. Cubic meters, that's volume, so dV on dt equals 2. The rate of change in the depth of water, the rate of change in the depth of water in meters per second in the tank is, so the rate of change is dH on dt. The rate of change, d, and then depth, h, I'm labeling it as, on time, dt. Now, this one's hard. So this one I'm going to say is, it's a hard one. dH on dt. dH on dt needs to be split up as dH on something multiplied by something on dt. That's the only way you're able to get this particular expression out. These two, as long as they're the same, so let's think of it like this. Imagine I had 5 here and a 5 here. Can you guys see these cancel out? And then I'm left with dH on dt again. So the trick to it is, whatever the first one was, this one here, dV on dt, V, volume because of cubic meters, that's what this is going to be, dV, 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 dV. Then dV on dt, we already have that, that's 2. dH and dV, we don't have this. We need a relationship between volume of a cylinder and height, pretty much. Well, we know volume of a cylinder is pi r squared multiplied by h. We know that the radius is 2, so we've got pi times 2 squared, which is 4, and then h, I'm just going to rearrange that so it looks a bit better. There it is. So v equals to 4 pi h. Then we differentiate this. So the derivative of this is dv on dh, dv on dh, which equals to 4 pi. Right? Pi is just a number. 4 is just a number. H is your variable. So when you're differentiating h, you get rid of it and you're left with 4 pi. And then of course, what's dH on dV? If you know dV on dH is 4 pi, then dH on dV is the reciprocal of 4 pi. So dH on dV, you flip this. And then really we're pretty much done. dH on dV is 1 on 4 pi times dV on dt is 2. And then that just becomes 1 on 2 pi.
Can this question happen with like other shapes?
Correct. It could be a sphere, it could be a cone.
Oh, alright.
And that's it. That's all you gotta get. The same math.
Which exam is this?
This is the ACE exam. I don't know if you had access to it or not.
I haven't. How do I get it?
I'll send it to you shortly.
Alright.
So I hope you guys are seeing. Firstly, I hope you're seeing when you're doing this exam, wow, there's a lot of things I've got to study. So thank God Sam got us to study early. And secondly, holy crap, I need to study. So there's a lot to study. All right, and a lot of it is just going to come more through exams than it is through your textbooks. So a lot of your studying should come through exams, because these things you just don't find. You won't find this question in your textbooks. Not much. Maybe 1 or 2 little concepts, but that's it. Otherwise, if you look at every exam, this will be in it. Anyways, continue. What else?
Question.
In this Sydney Tech paper, we didn't do
Wait.
question 16 and 17.
I will do that. Did someone say there's another question in this booklet?
21.
21? Nikki, you said 21?
Yep.
21. This one. All right. Let's do it. Let's have a read. A water tank is being filled at a variable rate. The height of the water at any time can be described by h of x equals 2t squared minus 4t plus 50. Please, Nikki, tell me your answer for find the initial height. What are we going to do?
Make t 0.
Yeah, just make t equals 0. We just spoke about that, you guys. So you're just going to let t equal to 0. Therefore, your height is equal to 50. The instantaneous rate at which the height is changing at 4 minutes. What's the key word there?
Rate.
Rate. So what do you know you've got to do?
Derive it.
Derive. So you've got to differentiate. So h dash x equals 4t minus 4. Right? 4t minus 4, which equals to? Which equals to 4t minus 4, doesn't change, but it says at 4 minutes. So h dash of 4 is, 4 times 4, take away 4, is 12. The rate at which the height is changing is 12. 12 centimeters per minute, technically. 12 centimeters per minute. You don't need to write the centimeters per minute, but it's good to understand what's happening. Alright, last one. The average rate at which the height has changed over the first 4 minutes. The average rate at which the height has changed over the first 4 minutes. Okay, let me think about that for a second. If I want to
Just
find
sub 1 and then do it again with 2 and then do it again with 3.
No, I don't think so. I'm going to, over the first 4 minutes, average of rates. So I'm going to find out the height at 4. So I'll sub it in at 4. Find the height at 4. So 2 times 4. Because it says average, that changes it a little bit compared to what I would usually do, which is differentiating. So if you want to find the average over the first 4 minutes, I'm going to sub it in at 4. I think it gives me 66. Someone please confirm if that's wrong.
But doesn't it say average rate? So then
Hey, hold on. I didn't say that's the answer. Yeah, did that work out? H of 4? Should work out. I can see it. Yep, that's fine. And then what did it start with? What's H of 0? It should have been T. I did a mistake there. Doesn't matter. What's H of 0? What did it start at? What was the initial height? 50. So therefore, your average rate equals pretty much the change in depth over the time taken, which should give you 66 take away 50. The change, how much it changed from 50 to 66, right? And it took 4 minutes to do it. And that should be 4 centimeters per minute. So careful there, actually. That's another one I would say that's tricky because of the difference in.
We can't use it.
So I think you muted your mic.
Oh, so I can't hear you.
Your Skype's muted.
Is that better? Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What did you guys miss from this? don't know. I was just saying the change, like you are at 66, right? At 4 minutes, your height is 66. You started off at a height of 50. Your average would be the change from 50 to 66, which is 16, technically, out of 4 minutes, which is 4 centimeters per minute. So it's rising 4 centimeters per minute. Does that make sense?
Well, doesn't it say rate?
Yeah, but that is a rate, right? Because it's a change in depth per time taken. So the only difference between the two is the fact that this says average rate compared to instantaneous rate. They're both rates. Now, 99% of the times it's this. The problem is the fact that it says average rate works like this. So be careful. Instantaneous is at that point, and that's differentiation. Average rate, we just got to do simple rates, I guess. So it's 66, it was 50, you increased by 16, that means per 4 minutes. In other words, 4 centimeters per minute. I can check the answer. Let's make sure, I guess. ACE exam solutions. What question? 21.
Sam, could you send us the solutions for it?
I will. Yeah. Yep. Average 4 centimeters per minute. Instantaneous 12 centimeters per minute. I'll send the solutions now as well. That's fine. All right. What's another one? Last one I think you said from the Sydney Tech one.
Yeah, the last two questions.
Let me send you also this week's one. This week's one, you guys are going to try that BPHS one again. Where is it? There. Right. The last. These ones, question 18.
17 and below.
17.
No, more up. 16 and 17.
16, this one.
Yep.
Right. Diagram shows the sector AOB. The length OA is 6. Angle AOB is 5 pi on 12. The points C and D lie on OA and OB respectively, and OC equals OD. Yep, so that's isosceles. That's one way of looking at it. That's good for now. Find the exact area of sector AOB. Exact area, the formula is half r squared theta if you want to use that one. Then it's very easy. 6 squared times 5 pi on 12. So that was really easy. If the area of the triangle COD is half of the area of the sector AOB, find the length of OC correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, they've already given you the area is half of the answer you got here. So what's the answer we get here? 36 times 5 divided by 24. The answer we get up here is 15 pi on 2. So this one here, area of COD is half of this, which is 15 pi on 4. Let OC equal to x. So area of a triangle, formula is half AB sine C equals to area, half times x times sine 5 pi on 12. Be careful, if you're going to sub in 5 pi on 12, make sure your calculator is in radian mode. If you're not going to sub in 5 pi on 12, make sure you sub in 75 degrees. So I'm going to use 75 equals to A being the area, and then I'm pretty sure we should know how to times by 2, divide and square root. So I'll leave that for you to continue from there. You're just solving for x. Any questions? Last one out of the two now?
Oh yeah, that's good.
That's good. This, again, you guys probably just forgot about it because of term 1 stuff. Using at least a third of your page, draw a neat sketch of this function. First thing you do is, did you try it, Larson? Did you even try B?
I didn't try them.
You didn't try any of this?
No, because we didn't do them last week. Because you said you were gonna do it. You were running out of time.
These?
No, from question 16 and below. You said that we were gonna do it next week.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
Last week. Last week.
All right. -1, +2, and +4. -1, +2, +4. -1, +2, +4. So those are our intercepts. And then the power of this polynomial is x to the power of 3. X times x times x, x cubed. X cubes usually start down here. But it's a negative x cubes start up here. And then really, you're done. All you're going to do is find this number by substituting x equals 0. So when I sub in 0, this gives me -1 times -2 times -4, which is -8. And you're done. 3 marks. Anyone have any questions for that one? No? Makes sense? Okay. C, that's just in my booklet. That's straight from my booklet. So there's nothing fancy there. I'm just going to quickly do it. Cross multiply, you get sine squared plus cos squared on cos sine. And then sine squared plus cos squared is 1. 1 over cos is sec. 1 over sine is cosec. So you're done. Like I said, nothing fancy. That one's a pretty straightforward one. If f of x equals 1 on root x and g of x equals x squared plus 2, find f of g of x. Remember, this means this. So essentially means sub in g into f. Sub g into f. So there's your f. Now instead of being x, I'm going to substitute g in. So it's going to look like this. 1 on root x squared plus 2. 1 on square root x squared plus 2. Anyone have any questions for this one? Sub g, sub this into this. And it should look like this. 1 on square root x squared plus 2. Right, no questions there? double I. Determine whether the composite function from part I is odd, even, or neither. Okay, so we have a new function, let's just call it h of x, so we don't confuse ourselves. 1 on square root x squared plus 2. To prove it's odd, even, or neither, we always sub in negative x. That gives me back to the original. Therefore, even. Any questions there, you guys?
No.
All right, let's try question 17 as well. I'll do it backwards. I think this log one's really important. What do we do to both sides? We don't like our powers up here. What do we do to both sides to bring the powers down?
ln.
ln, again, we log. Bring the power down. At this point, I would probably expand the right-hand side. This is just the number. Right, so I leave it on this side. This x, I'm going to bring it to the left-hand side. At this stage, I would factorize my x. And then divide. Plug it into your calculator and it should be done. So let's have a look. First step, we log both sides. Then we brought our powers down because we're allowed to do that with logs. Then at this stage, I expanded this because I can see x is on two sides. I don't like that. So I expanded. There it is. I brought this to the left-hand side. There it is. I factorize my x and then just divide. All right, questions?
Well, what if it's like 2e to the power of 2x?
Equals to what? Equals to the same thing?
Let's say it's like 5e x minus 1.
5e x minus 1. All right, let's do it. So we're going to log both sides. So it's going to look like this. Log 2.
Can you do it separately, like ln 2 and then ln e 2x?
Oh, you'll see. Log. We're going to still log both sides. So that really can't change. Oops. E2x equals log. The problem is it just doesn't work as nice as we would like it to be, but that's fine. Log 5e x minus 1. Okay, what do we know about log of two terms that are multiplied?
They plus?
A plus. So log 2 plus log e2x equals log 5 plus log e x minus 1. At this stage, you know log 2, just leave it. Log e2x, okay, powers can come down. And then log e just cancels out. Equals log 5 plus powers can come down. Log e cancels out. Again, same problem as before. We've got x's and numbers on two different sides. We don't like that. So this time I'm going to bring this x over and bring this log 2 over. 2x take away x is just x. And the answer is log 5 minus log 2 minus 1. And that's the answer to this question.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions? All right. This one here, this one here looks like it's a quadratic. You guys might remember this. So what we'll do, we'll make it a -1 equals 0. So you bring it all to one side, factorize. I think we can factorize like this. Let me see if it's right. 2 cos squared minus 2 plus, wrong. Other way around. +2 -1 is positive cos and then -1. Yep. So you either do it like this or you use your quadratic formula, whatever you're more comfortable with. So then you'll get 2 cos x minus 1 equals 0, and cos x equals to negative, or cos x plus 1 equals 0. And then I think from there, we do that, and then all stations to central, do whatever you guys got to do. Does anyone want me to actually finish this one off? Are we okay with that? Those trig ones?
Yeah.
Okay, and this probability. 80 people were surveyed to find out how many of them had visited the cities of Barcelona and Prague. The survey showed that 23 had visited Barca, 18 had visited Prague, and 10 had visited both. What kind of question is this? This looks like a Venn diagram style of question. So if we draw it up somewhere here, Barca, Prague, 23, okay, 10 had visited both. So 10 is right in there. 23 had visited Barcelona. That means 13 only visited Barcelona, because 23 had visited Barca, that's including the 10. And 18 had visited Prague, which means 8 only visited Prague. Because again, 8 plus 10 is 18. 18 visited Prague. So you always start with your middle and then you subtract. And then of course, whatever's left, so what's this? This is 23, 31. And then 80 take away 31. What's that? 49. 49 people have not visited Barca or Prague. So have a look. What is the probability that a person chosen at random has visited Barca or Prague? Barca or Prague, or not Barca and? So 13 plus 8, 13 plus 8 out of 80 people. Only one of the two cities, only one of the two cities. So 13 on 80, or, which means plus 8 out of 80. Oh wait, whoa, hold on. That gives me the same answer as above. Hold on. Only one of the two cities. Sorry. Let me think about it.
Isn't it the 10?
No, that's combined. That's them together. So Barca or Prague is definitely that. Only one of the two cities. So only one. That means if they went to Barcelona, they could have not gone to Prague. So multiplied by this, or whoa, hold on. Hold on. Let me think about that one.
Being
Neither city is obviously 49 out of 80. Find the probability that a person has been to Barcelona given that they have been to Prague. Find the probability that a person has been to Barcelona given, that's conditional probability. Okay. I can do that one. I'm just thinking of this one for a second. Only one of the two cities. Where am I at? Where am I at? Let me think. Only one of the two cities. That should be. That should be. Thinking.
Isn't it the same as the other question, A?
No, I'm thinking Barcelona or Prague is a bad one because that one should be plus 10. And that's what I'm going to do. This one definitely the answer is 8 out of 80. Because that's just the way it only works.
And I think he did the calculation wrong for how many people didn't visit either.
Why? How come?
Isn't it 80 minus 41?
41? Where do you get 41 from?
Is it 23 plus 18?
23? No, because you've overlapped. Right?
Oh,
You've overlapped. There's already 23 people that had visited Barcelona. That means 13 only visited Barcelona.
yeah. Oh, all right. Never mind.
So that's 23. Yeah, no. Careful. Don't do 23 plus 18. Hold on, let's go again. What is the probability that a person has visited Barca or Prague? That should be, I guess, Barca, Prague, or Barca and Prague. Because if they've done Barcelona, it's still in there. There's 23 people that visited Barcelona. Yeah, that's a really tricky question. Because only one of the two cities, only one, will be 13 or 8. And that doesn't include the or here. All right, this answer has to be 13 plus 8 plus 10. That's my final answer. Whatever that gives you. 31 out of 80. This one's going to give you 21 out of 80. I'm going to stick to that, and we'll check it out in a second. And then find the probability that a person has been to Barcelona given that they have been to Prague. So that means find the probability of Barca given Prague. And the way we do that is it's the probability of them combined over probability of Prague. So it should be probability of A and B, one probability of B, right? So that one's going to be probability of Barcelona. That person has been to Barcelona given that they've been to Prague. So yeah, that should be 10 out of 18. So 10 because they've been to Prague already, and then there's only 10 people that have also been to Prague and Barcelona out of all the people that are in Prague. So find the probability that a person has been to Barcelona given that they have been to Prague. So that means you know that there's only 18 people. And how many of those 18 people have been to Barcelona as well? Well, 10 of them have been to Barcelona. So the probability would be 10 out of 18. Those will be my answers.
Does the larger number always have to be on the bottom?
Say that again.
Does the larger number be in the denominator?
Yeah. Yep.
So it can't be like 18 over 10?
Say that again. 18 over 10, that's going to give you a probability greater than 1. 100%, more than 100%. No.
Yeah.
No way. How is that even allowed? The maximum probability is 100%.
Yeah.
All right, what else? All right. Let's save that. Well, I did send it to you with solutions, didn't I, for you guys? Actually, we got solutions at the end of this. Let's have a look. We got that right. 14, 10, 8, yeah, 49, 31 out of 80, 30, yeah, 13 plus 10 plus 8, 13 plus 8, 49, 10 out of 18. Okay, very good. So I sent it with solutions. I've just sent you new ones as well. Let's close this up. I don't think you guys need my messy handwriting there. All right, let's do it again. I'll send you the solutions to that. All right, let's stop.